Hey gamers, it's Kristin and I have a 4 looks 1 palette for you. I say it like that because it's been a long time since I've done a 4 looks 1 palette. Some of it is time, some of it is nothing has really inspired me to want to do one. But that has, well, I still don't have much time. But this palette really inspired me to do that. So as you can tell by the title, we are going to do the Pat McGrath. It comes in this pretty little box packaging. And it is the Mothership 6 Midnight Sun eyeshadow palette. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. So my first look, I used the olive green. It really is very pretty. By the way, if you are new to 4 looks 1 palette, first of all, welcome. Second of all, I have a whole playlist. I have well over 50 of these. What I do is I will do 4 looks with 1 palette, and I come on each day, show you the look, zoom you in, give you a little better look, and then at the end, I will give you swatches and do a review of the palette. So today I went ahead and used, let me just try to get the colors. They don't have the colors on here, just on the box. So I went in my crease with Taboo right here with a fluffy brush. That's right, I forgot. Do you guys like to see the brushes? What kind of fluffy brush? So this is the Goss 16 brush, and I went in with that with a fluffy brush. Then I went in with my MAC 239, which is a flat brush, and I went in with this beautiful shade here called Wicked Envy. It's just a gorgeous olive green. And then I used, on the outer corner, I used Extreme Dusk, which is this beautiful neutral, leaning cool brown. It's probably pretty cool. And then I used the same Wicked Envy beneath my lower lash line. This palette doesn't have a brow bone shade in it for me, so I will be adding in a few MAC shades along the way. So today all I needed to add in was a little bit of Blanc Type, which is right here. And I will show you any shades that I have used from another palette. I will tell you that as we go. So let me go ahead and zoom you in. Okay, so here's the look. On the rest of my face, for blush, I used a blush I've had for a very long time by Becca. I'm not sure if this one is available anymore, but it is in the shade Songbird. It's just beautiful, beautiful for fall. And then on my lips, I lined my lips with Chestnut by MAC, and I went in about 2/3. And then over that, I went in with the shade Sequin. For look number 2, this got a touch smokier than I intended, a little more intense, but that's just fine. It's gonna be okay. So what I did here is I took a crease brush, fluffy crease brush. This is a Smith 220, no flies, 232. And I took this shade right here very lightly in the crease. I mean, I tapped almost all of it off before I went in the crease and laid it down. Then I used this is a very small flat shader brush. This is a Sue Devitt, if I remember right. It's not on here anymore. Oh yes it is. Sue Devitt brush, but there's no number, and I think there is no Sue Devitt anymore. I don't know. Anyway, and I took this beautiful shade right here, and I'm sorry, let me just tell you. So this shade is Taboo, and this shade here is Vermilion Venom, right? I think so. Anyway, I took that shade and on that little brush, and I went on my inner corner, my inner third, my outer third, and then slowly kind of connected it together and brought it up to where I wanted it in my crease. And then I took this shade right here, which is, let me just take a look, Jubilee, the shade right here. This is Jubilee. And I tapped that on the middle third of I started with this, and then I tapped over with my finger a little bit as well. I used some Blanc Type just to blend things out. Beneath my lower lash line, I first lined my waterline with a black liner, and then I used a pencil brush, which I put away. I think this is the Beauty Junkies Pro Pencil, and use that same warm shade there. And then I used a push liner brush, like this one. This is, I think it's an Alamar push liner brush. Any push liner brush will do. And I used this dark brown here, which is Extreme Dusk. That's what that shade is. And I did that just at the line, you know, just kind of blur the line between my black liner and my lash line. And I think that's everything. The liner that I use is the Extreme Lasting liner from Essence. That's the one that I always use. So, all right, let me go ahead and zoom you in. So here's the look. For blush today, I used an oldie but a goodie. This is by Estee Lauder. It's the Blush in Lovers. And for highlight, I have the, actually, where did I put it? It's the Becca Highlight in Moonstone. That's what I have as my highlight today. And then for my lips, what I did was I lined my lips with Whirl Lip Liner from MAC. I used Estee Lauder Intense Nude as my lipstick. And then what I did to kind of, you know, tie the eye and the lip a little bit more is that I just tapped my finger in the gold shade, Jubilee there, and I just went over my lips and just kind of smooshed them together. It's a technical term, smoosh them together. All right, so that's like two. For my third look, I wanted to play with the purple a little bit. And I mean, I am really trying to stay with inside this palette. So what I did, aside from my cleanup color, so I took a little Blanc type on a brush, which is just, here, let me grab it for you to show you. It's a color by MAC. I actually think they don't make it anymore, sadly, but this shade right here. So it's that type of a shade. And I took that on a brush and I took a little bit of this on a brush and I laid down my crease color. And I did that on a Smith 222, again, like yesterday. So then I took a more precise, not super, there's not a lot of give to this, so it's a little more stiff. It's a Sonia G Crease Pro brush, and I took a little bit of this brown. And I mean, that's all I have to work with to sort of deepen things up, you know what I'm saying? So I laid that down and tried to blend it out really well just to kind of give a little bit of depth. Then I took on a MAC 239, I took the purple shade, and I'm sorry, I'm not giving you the names of the shades. I realize we've been through this, but again, the crease color is Taboo, and Extreme Dusk is that dark color, and then Blitz Violet Orchid. That is this shade right here. And I put that on the outer 2/3, like I said, with a MAC 239 brush. And then I cleaned this brush off from yesterday. This is the Sue Devitt brush. And I went in with the shade, why can't they just be on here? Skin Show Moon Glow, which is this shade right here. It's beautiful. This would be a beautiful like bridal all over your lid shade. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And then I blended that in. Beneath my lower lash line, I used a Tom Ford pencil brush and took the same purple. And I wanted it to pop a little bit more than the outside. So I wet the brush a little bit and then went into the color. You can see I kind of did, I try to stay, you know, away from the rest of the color just in case it creates a hard pan. It doesn't look like it did, but just, anyway, that's what I did. And it just made it pop just a touch more. And I think that that's everything. I did not line my upper lash line and my upper waterline, same Black Essence eyeliner that I've been using. I think that's everything. So let me zoom you in. Okay, so here's the look. For blush today, I pulled out one of my favorites. This is the Found Blush in Peach Glow, I think. Yep, Peach Glow. And then on my lips, I lined my whole lips with the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Pink Venus. I just want to make sure you have Pink Venus. And then I went over it with the iconic London lip gloss. We got this in our Boxy Charm. It's in the shade Nearly Nude. I had to look. It's really teeny tiny. It's in the shade Nearly Nude. That's look 3. All right, for my fourth look, I did something I don't normally do. I actually just did it on a live. So for those of you that joined me, it was a pleasure having you along. I took shimmer color, the shimmer shade, this taupe, and I use that in my crease. I don't normally, and I'm taking a look, it's called Bronzy Clips, so it's a bronzy taupe. I don't normally love a shimmer shade in my crease, but the shimmer on these is not so in your face, and I think you could use any of the shimmer shades, not the glitter shades, but I think you could probably use any of the shimmer shades in your crease, as long as you use a really fluffy brush to put them in there. You can do whatever you want. For me personally, I don't love a shimmer shade in my crease. I feel like it just kind of makes my hooded eyes, or kind of that area right here, really protrude out. But I think in this case it worked all right. I used, again, the Smith 222 brush. Then what I did was I went in with a Wayne Goss number 18 brush, which is kind of like a MAC 217, only a little bit, there's a little bit more hair to it. And I went in like this with it, and then really just sort of blended in that outer corner and then brought it up a little bit. But I tried to keep it really in that outer corner with the dark shade, again, that Extreme Dusk. And I try to do all of the blending necessary first before I went in with this shade. This is the shade in Astral Solstice. I think it's Astral, yeah, Astral Solstice. It is super glittery, a total glitter bomb. And I used, again, the Sue Devitt brush. And what I started to apply it, and then I was like, nope, it's not gonna punch, and it's not gonna have enough punch. You know what I mean? Like, so I ended up I would put the shadow on there and then sprayed it with a little bit of Fix Plus and then put it on my eyes. I am one that does my eyes after my face, so there's glitter on my face. Okay, then I used a fluffier pencil brush. This one is the Pro Pencil by Beauty Junkies. And I used, again, that Bronzy Clips beneath my lower lash line. I took a little bit more precise pencil brush. This is the Goss 05 brush. And I took that dark brown and I put that in just in the outer corner, kind of met it up with that, and then completely wiped off this pencil brush and just really blended it all together. I took a little bit of the Trish McVoice is all that's left of it. It's in Deep Aubergine, the gel liner, on my upper waterline. And I think that's it. So let me go ahead and zoom you in. Okay, so here's the look. On the rest of my face, I use Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk products. So I use the Pillow Talk blush, and then I went in the center there to add a little bit of the highlight as well. I use a little brush like this when I use this, and I try to go on the outside when I'm doing the blush and then just take the, you know what I'm saying? Okay, all right, you don't need an explanation. All right, and then I did the same, I did Pillow Talk all on my lips. So I have the Pillow Talk lip liner and lipstick, and then also the Pillow Talk lip gloss, just one of my, it's just one of my favorite lip combos of all time. All right, so let me go ahead and clear this all the way, and I'm gonna give you some swatches. All right, so here's the top row. This is Skin Show Moon Glow, Bronzy Clips, Vermilion Venom, and Blood Moon 005. I mean, whatever. And then lastly on this end is Jubilee. And I'm going to, that's how that that Vermilion Venom, that's how it swatches every time I try it. It performs better, but I'm just gonna blend it out a little bit so it doesn't look quite so crazy for you guys, but I wanted you to see before I blended it. So, Skin Show Moon Glow, Bronzy Clips, Vermilion Venom, Blood Moon 005, and then Jubilee. So here's the bottom row. Extreme Dusk, Taboo, Wicked Envy, and Blitz Violet Orchid. And then this is Astral Solstice on my middle finger here. So Extreme Dusk, Taboo, Wicked Envy, Blitz Violet Orchid, and Astral Solstice. All right, so this palette sells for $125 on Sephora. I believe that's the only place you can get it, but if there's another location, I will try to list that below. I have my Sephora up here. I want to make sure that I had the price right. There are 3 matte shades, there are 4 shimmer shades, and then there are 2 glitter shades. The 2 glitter shades are these 2 right here, and then obviously the matte ones are here, here, and here. So let me just talk about in general, the matte shades perform beautifully. I really like them. They blend very well. The only one that's a touch tricky, and it's just because it's a darker shade, is that brown, which is the Extreme Dusk. But it still is lovely. The shimmer shades work very, very well. They're a delight to work with. The glitter shades are a glitter bomb. I don't even think I used this one. I used every other shade. I try to use them all, but I had done a warm look already, so it's, you know, the palette definitely leans warm, with the exception of a few shades, but you know, they're leans warm. This is very cool. This is cool, but this palette is not worth $125. Are they lovely? Yes. But there are other mattes that work well. There are other shimmers, you know, from other brands that work well. Again, they're lovely and they work very well. The glitter shades are as bad, in my opinion, as far as fallout. as the Anastasia Beverly Hills ones are, or no, the Huda ones, excuse me, the Huda ones. Like, you know, like this one, and this is the Mauve Obsession. So they have the same kind of fallout as other glitter shades. That's just the one that came to my mind. Yeah, I would not buy another one of these. I don't think that's really the popular opinion, but they're nice. They're just not earth-shattering to me. I don't know. So, and I had to go out of the palette, like if I, and that's fine. I'm not saying that all palettes have to be all-encompassing, but I don't know. I like them to be a little bit all-encompassing. You know, I don't know. So I guess you guys know I don't like to be negative. And the shades, aside from the glitter shades, were lovely to work with, and I liked the looks that I got from them. But in no way, shape, or form, in my opinion, is this palette worth $125. So I'm curious what your thoughts are. If you have one of these, if you think it's worth it, I would love to hear why. I'm always open to, you know, back and forth conversation and your experience versus my experience and that sort of thing. So let me know. I enjoyed this, but not one I would purchase in the future. So hopefully that was helpful. Now I will tell you what I've used on the rest of my face throughout the video. A lot of people really like to know that, and some people don't care, so I keep it to the end. For foundation, I use the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear, right? Yes, Fresh Wear. I'm in the shade 420. Over the top of that, I used Laura Mercier in Real Sand, the Loose Minerals in Real Sand, to sort of set my foundation. For concealer, I'm still working. I'm down to just this little bitty. I've actually had to cut it open, but the Tarte concealer, I use that throughout the whole video. And for bronzer, I have to think about that for a minute. For bronzer, I use the Found Bronzer in shade 50. And for for eye primer, I primed with the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Primer. Then I used a little bit of MAC Painterly Paint Pot over the top of that, and then just a very, like a cream colored shade to set everything. Looking for where that is. Okay, here. It's a Catrice shade, but that color is what I'm talking about. And then for mascara, I think that's the only thing I talk about for mascara. It's the Wander Beauty Mile High Club Mascara. And I think that that's everything that I used on the rest of my, oh, and under my eyes, I used the By Terry Hydra Powder, which looks like this. There's not really much to see there. I gotta tell you guys, I've had this for so long, and I still have a lot left. Totally worth the money. All right, yeah, that's something that is worth the money. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this 4 Looks 1 palette and that you're having a great day. And in everything that you do and say, be beautiful.